what was your position like with WWF at this time? Mostly in the office or helping with creative?
Helping with creative, yeah. And I was doing a lot. I was booking for a while,
Okay.
doing doing televisions and stuff. And I just didn't fit in the office. I'm not an office guy. That and I had no skills with the computer, and everything was done by emails then. So that was a bad sign. It told me that I wasn't going to be there long. But I was there long enough to get my hand in Steve Austin.
That was probably the one of the most significant things anybody's ever brought to creative.
Yeah, yeah. So I feel pretty good about that.
Now, you talked to me before about your creative process where it's like you're in a meeting, but really for you, a lot of the work is done if you go outside, have a cigarette, give it some thought.
Yeah,
Are you a
yeah.
guy who's like, do you have like a notepad where you're writing down ideas, or what does that look like
Oh
for you?
yeah, yeah. I have a notepad. I write stuff down on ideas, interviews, all sorts of crazy shit.
It's cool, man, and it's unique to think about you in a creative office position with the WWF, especially given the fact that you're still on the road a lot doing the house show
Yeah,
booth.
yeah. And that was really hard on me too, man. Doing both,
Yeah. What was
really hard.
what was that schedule like? Are you like do you have to get to the building super early so that you can help do booking stuff, or what does that look like for you?
No, get to the building at regular time. But the thing is, the next day I might be flying back to Connecticut,
Wow.
and go to Connecticut for 6, 7 hours, then go hit a house show.
I mean, that's got to burn you out.
It did. It did. It kicked my ass.
I mean, at this point, 96, I believe you're 41 or 42 years old, somewhere in there. Were you starting to eye like, okay, in ring, maybe I'm done, but office, some possibilities for the future?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty quick, I realized that I wasn't going to last long in the office because I just didn't like the atmosphere. I didn't like. I didn't like what went on.
So, I'm not sure how much you're able to disclose, but when you're talking about what
Yeah,
went on, is it just Vince being abusive to people, or what was that like?
just yeah. There was a lot of that, and then you had Pritchard, you had Cornette, and I just didn't fit in. I didn't hang with those guys, and I guess they thought that I was being an asshole or something, but I just don't do that.
Okay, so those guys were about like kind of camaraderie and hanging out and their own little
Yeah,
clique.
they had their own little clique, and I just didn't, I didn't want to play that game.
Man, it's a guy with your mind for the business too. It's like, who cares if you want to hang out? Just like let's just get some ideas, especially with the
Yeah, man.
company struggling the way that it was at this point.
Yeah.